If your best player is small, you're not winning.
Jalen Brunson is proving everyone, including myself, very wrong. He's listed at 6'2", more like 6 foot, and the man has been flat out hooping this year. Put an exclamation point on his season so far by that Christmas Day performance against the Bucks in what is supposed to be a wings league. He's the only player under 6'3" to be in the top 15 in scoring, and then the only two ahead of him are De'Aaron Fox, who's having a phenomenal year, and the guy that just so happens to be the greatest shooter of all time. Brunson is averaging 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1.1 steals per game this year, and is one of the more efficient players in the league. 48% from the field, 45% from 3, 6.3 attempts from 3, so extremely efficient there. We will take that on. That is elite. And also playing good minutes. He is elite in the mid-range, as you see here, and he's just such a crafty scorer at 6 foot tall. I'll give him 6 foot tall. He's definitely not 6'2". But that 4-year, $108 million deal that he signed, people were questioning it. I definitely was, but that's looking like a discount right now for a guy like Jalen Brunson. We'll see how it, pertains to the playoffs. But right now they are 17-13, 7th in the Eastern Conference, the number 8 offensive rating, 19th in defensive rating. So the defensive rating has got to pick up. I think they need one more, perimeter defender on the wing to help them a little bit. But I think they're in a pretty good spot. And then their supposed leader of this team on the wing, R.J. Barrett, hasn't really been taking the leap. Sure, he's averaging about 18.5 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and yes, he's still 23 years old, but much to be desired from RJ's season this year. This is a guy that, they were expecting to be much more efficient, much better than he was last year, and honestly, it's kind of been a carbon copy, and the efficiency just has not been there. 42% from the field is not good, especially for a 6'8" wing. 34% from 3 is not good for anybody, except maybe like Giannis, especially on 5 attempts. Oh, goodness. RJ, come on, man. Now, we can't forget Julius Randle, who is the number 2 option. Right now, RJ is the number 3 option. Honestly, they got a kind of nice big 3. They just need RJ to be a little bit more efficient. But Julius Randle, as that number 2 option, is averaging about 23 points per game this year, 9.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 3.2 turnovers as a power forward is wild. Usually you don't see that, but he does operate with the ball a little bit more often than, the typical power forward. That was a tough take right there over Giannis and Brook Lopez. But Randle, the lefty on the year, shooting at 46% from the field, 29% from 3 on 5 attempts. Again, this is not a great 3-point shooting team. At least from their second and third best players, because on 5 attempts, not great. But overall, Julius Randle, solid season. People seem to forget about him nowadays with the Knicks, but he's still there. He's still cooking up. If you're enjoying today's video at any point, make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so if that is you, make sure to change that. And with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on here. Looking at the biggest strength so far this year for the New York Knicks. They are 5th in rebounding, 6th in offensive rebounding as a whole, and a big part of that is due to Mitchell Robinson and the Mitchell Robinson effect. Isaiah Hartenstein is also a really good rebounder off the bench. He's a great backup big. However, he is now the starter as Mitchell Robinson is out for the year. And that is a big time blow because he was giving them really good minutes. 6.2 points, 10.3 rebounds a game, and 1.3 blocks on about 60% shooting in about 30 minutes a game. Really, solid season for Mitchell Robinson. But like we said, Hartenstein, he's a great backup big. As a starter, though, it's a bit of a stretch. On the year, he's averaging 6.2 points, about 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block in 22 minutes a game. So, with the increased minutes, maybe he starts to produce a little bit more. But as of right now, not fantastic on the year for Hartenstein. Like I said, as a backup, he's great. As a starter, I don't know about it. The biggest question, though, in my opinion, is what to do about Emmanuel Quickley. Because he is, without a doubt, the second best guard on the roster. However, there's a bit of a problem because he and Jalen Brunson, they just cannot play together. No defense, it's rough when those two get out there on the court together. Now, they're great on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively not great. He is an upcoming free agent, and on the year, he's putting up about 15 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 46% shooting from the field, 40% from three in 24 minutes a night. And the 24 minutes a night there, that is the big key because his per 36 numbers are even better. Second best per 36 numbers on the year. If he played the same amount of minutes as Jalen Brunson, he would be putting up roughly identical numbers. A little bit less in terms of efficiency, but 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists off the bench. He is a great microwave guy, but you just got to figure out what you're going to do with him next year because as a free agent, he's too valuable to just let walk. Now, the other guards that they have on this team, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and Quentin Grimes. Dante DiVincenzo definitely the best of those three. He's averaging about 10 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, filling up the stat sheet, 46% shooting from the field, 45% from 3. We said their forwards are not very efficient, but the guards are 100% efficient. 6.2 points per game for Quentin Grimes. The starters, the better guards are very efficient. Quentin Grimes, that efficiency is not good. Josh Hart, he's a little bit better. 7.5 points, 6 rebounds, best under 6'5" rebounder in the league. 3 assists, 46% shooting from the field. So they got some good guards. I just think they need one more wing. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit though. Looking at the standings here, New York down there in 7th. A game ahead of Indiana, a game behind Cleveland, actually half a game behind Cleveland, and then a full game behind Orlando, and then a game and a half behind Miami. So they're definitely right there in the mix. Really, the East, there's a good top 9 teams, and then after that, it kind of falls off of a cliff. Looking at the outlook, they go to Orlando. Actually, on the time of this recording, this video will probably be posted about halftime of that game, so don't go down in the comment section flaming me. Oh, they just lost to the Magic. What are you talking about? Jalen Brunson sucked. Then they play at Indiana, and they play Minnesota. So 3 tough games coming up for them. And then they get Chicago at home. Definitely a winnable game. They got to figure out how to win at least one of the next 3 games and then beat Chicago. And then you got Philadelphia, which will be a tough one, and then Washington, and I believe I didn't catch that last one. Anyways, looking at the thoughts going forward, I think that they need one more wing. Dante DiVincenzo's nice off the bench. Josh Hart's nice off the bench. I just think they need one more, 6'7", 6'8" guy that can come in, kind of like the RJ Barrett, Julius Randle build. They need another guy like that. They can come in and can really defend. They don't need necessarily another shot maker, but they need another guy that can come in, really play defense, and can knock down the 3 ball. And that's what, that's somebody they're going to have to trade for at the deadline. Potentially like an OG Anunoby type guy. We'll see if that happens. Maybe a Pascal. I don't think they need quite as tall as like a Pascal. They just need a guy that can really lock down on the perimeter. I think OG would be great for that. We'll see what happens. So with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and hit that subscribe button down below as it really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm, as well as leave me a comment. And all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.